Welcome back to Overhead Athletics. Max Wardell here. I'm with one of our stud athletes, Caden Harris. He's going through a thoracic mobility circuit that you can work on to improve your thoracic rotation and extension. So when you throw and when you swing, you have more mobility that you can access more power over. So we're starting with just a lunge walk with rotation. He's gone through a bit of a dynamic prep, dynamic warm-up here, and we'll move into some of our mobility-based exercises. There's always a manual therapy component with these. We're not going to show that in this video, but we will in a future one. So we're going into a thread the needle here. Give me a nice hold at the top. So a nice hold, no shrugging of that shoulder, good. Full rotation through the spine. Gives you a nice extension moment, a nice rotation moment. If you feel like you're getting it all in the low back, you're just going to sit your butt down towards your heels a little bit and then come through it. So we'll do 20 reps right here, full rotation of the chest. We'll do both ways. Just so they can see, Caden, can you hit that other side for me? And he's getting full rotation. Now, Caden was somebody who was really stiff in the thoracic spine, so this is actually part of his exercise prescription with us today. Now we're going into an internal rotation, reach back rotation. He's an internal rotation. We know that's limited in a lot of our throwing athletes. So we're going to get butt to the heels. Elbow is out in front of the midline, and he's actually using this shoulder to help him get into end range rotation. Shrug down a little bit. So we always keep good postural awareness. He's getting into a little bit more flexion as he rotates because he's pre-positioned into internal rotation, whereas we got a little more extension-based movement with the last one. Once again, we get a little 3-second hold at the top here, but we're going to do about 20 reps. So we're working through some segmental rotations through the thoracic spine now. We like to pinch the elbows together. They don't necessarily have to touch, but they got to be together to help stabilize the neck. Pull the scapula out of the way so you can extend through your thoracic spine. Keep the ribs down. Good. And you see there's not a ton of motion there. The reason for that is each segment has about 2 to 4 degrees of extension, or 2 to 4 degrees total range of motion from flexion to extension. So you're not going to get a ton of range, but you're just working into that end range segment by segment. Let's slide this way a little bit, Caden. Good, right there. And then he's just going to hit that upper thoracic. Once again, we freestyle this. We might set a timer for about 3 minutes and move through it. If you're looking for the most comprehensive resource on training and rehabilitation of the throwing athlete, check out my book, Arm Alloy. The link is in the description. Now, back to the video. So we're in what's called a prayer rockback position now to activate into rotation, but he's a baseball player. And my guess is you are a baseball or softball player and you need to get rotator cuff strength as well. So we're going to work in the scapular plane. So the elbow is slightly out in front of the chest. And with that slight position out in front, head up a little bit. Okay, come on back. Down. He keeps that elbow up at shoulder height. No shrugging of the shoulders. Shrug down a little bit. Good. Hold that right there into terminal end range external rotation. So he's going to get as far as he can into ER. Once he gets there, he's going to rotate. Full chest. Good. Now the elbow doesn't come back. It's a rotation of the chest. Caden's doing an excellent job here. Yep. Make sure you're not side bending. So he's getting into rotation. He doesn't have a ton because he's going with full control of the shoulder. The reason we like this prayer rockback position is it doesn't allow you to extend and rotate through your lumbar spine or to twist your pelvis. The pelvis is stable. The lumbar spine is stabilized there in neutral. He gets to full end range ER and then rotation. You can ask Caden how difficult it is. Chest up. So always good posture. Good. Rotate. We'll do sets of 6 to 8. Keep that head up a little bit. Good. No shrugging. Nice. So he doesn't get very far, but that's exactly what he needs when he starts to come through the throw is right thoracic rotation as he's got rotator cuff co-activation and full stability through his pelvis. So it's a very difficult exercise. It has to be done the right way to get the right training adaptation. So we need to superimpose stability on top of mobility. So we just worked a bunch of mobility patterns. Now we're going to superimpose stability on top of that. And if you haven't seen our videos before, go back and check some out because we do some half kneeling, some lunge position, diagonal patterns. But Caden's pretty advanced. He's been going through our program a while and he's a great athlete. So he's actually into a single leg pattern. Let's see if you can do multiple reps in a row here. Really turn that chest towards me. Come on, come on. So he keeps this knee stable. The pelvis does not rotate. He's working a single leg stability, so he has to recruit more motor units or more muscle fibers to be able to complete the same task, which is exactly what he needs when he throws the baseball. So now we're superimposing that stability component into rotation so that he has the ability to access the mobility that he just gained. So this is a pattern that we'll do 2 sets of 10. I like him to hold for 5 seconds at end range. This is a chop pattern here, which is a fundamental movement pattern of human beings, but is also your deceleration in the throw, and then he's going to go into a lift pattern we'll show you guys right now. So now we're going into a lift pattern, and this is what happens early in that throwing motion. My leg's up, I'm counter-rotating away from the target. There's no shrugging. He's doing awesome here. This is an extremely difficult exercise that he's making look easy. Come back to the mid-range. Caden says, don't have me do that one on camera. And look at him, he's crushing it. So working into that diagonal pattern. Now, if we want to have him show more mobility with the stability, we just use a lighter band. We've got a pretty heavy SFMA band here. Let's show it really quick with that lighter band as well. So now you can see how much further he gets with a lighter band resistance. So we're more on the mobility end of the spectrum versus the stability end. Both are very valuable. If I think he's got really good stability, but he doesn't have good mobility, and we just spent time loosening him up with the various things we've already shown you, I might have him going with a light band. If he actually has good mobility and good range of motion, flexibility, but he does not have good stability, maybe I have him do it with a little heavier band or good strength through that range, a little heavier band. So there's variability of how you can work it, and maybe today he does a light band, next time he does a heavy band. So just a few things that we'll do to try to enhance range of motion in the rib cage and in the thoracic spine for our athletes. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, check out our throwing videos, hip mobility videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one.